Okay, good evening everyone. Today's topic is transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, which is also called as TENS. The definition is the transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation is the application of the low frequency current in the form of pulse currents through the surface or paired electrodes on the patient's skin or any surface of the patient body to reduce the pain of that area. And there are several types of nerve fibers which are of two types, that is one is large fiber and one is small fiber. Large fiber is again divided into A delta and C fiber, and small nerve fibers are composite of A alpha and A beta fibers. Okay. uh, Small diameter contains A delta and C fiber, which are the nociceptive
Hello,
fibers.
hello,
Yeah, Orgo,
Argo.
can you just wait?
Okay.
Yeah, I think some people are having an issue with the.
No, actually, it is echoing. So,
Yeah, it is echoing.
if you can do something about it.
Just start again.
Hello.
Yeah, please start.
Should I start from the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah, better.
Okay, the definition is transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation or TENS, which is the application of low frequency current in the form of pulse forms of the currents through the surface electrodes or the paired electrodes on the patient's skin or the patient's body to reduce the pain of the affected area. There are several nerve fibers which carry the pain to the central nervous system, and they are divided into two fibers. That is, one is large fiber and one is small fiber. Large fibers are the composite of A delta and C fiber, and the small fibers are composite of A alpha and beta fibers. Small diameter fibers, that is A delta and C fibers, which are the nociceptive fibers. Nociceptive fibers are the fibers which carries the pain to the CNS, and the large diameter fibers, that is A beta and A alpha fiber, which are non-receptive fibers. Sorry, non-nociceptive fibers. These diameter fibers, the large diameter fibers, having the low threshold of activation to electrical stimulation when they compared with small diameter fibers. The current amplitude needed to excite a nerve fiber decrease with their increasing pulse duration and pulse frequency. If you wish to activate a large diameter fiber without the activation of the small diameter fiber, that is the A delta and C fiber, you can have to select low intensity high frequency current that is having 10 to 250 pps, that is pulse per second or hertz, with the pulse duration between the 10 to 100 ms, that is microsecond. Increasing pulse duration, if you increase the pulse duration, it will lead to activation of the small diameter
Your
fibers.
audio is not proper, and I'm really sorry to say this, but you're very fast. If you could just go slow, I think that would be more helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small diameter,
So
the
be a little slow because the audio is not fine as it is.
okay, small diameter fibers having A delta and C fibers, which are the nociceptive fibers. Nociceptive fibers are the fibers which carries the pain from the area of the pain and to the CNS. And the large diameter fibers, that is A beta and A alpha fiber, which are non-nociceptive fibers. These large diameter fibers have low threshold of activation to electrical stimulation when they compared with the small diameter fibers. That is, if you compare the large diameter fibers, that is A beta and A alpha fibers, with comparing with A delta and C fibers, it will be more threshold. Okay, low threshold. Sorry. The current amplitude needed to excite a nerve fiber decrease with their increasing pulse duration and pulse frequency. And if you wish to activate large diameter fiber, without the activation of the small diameter fiber, that is the A delta and C fiber, and the large diameter fiber is A beta and A alpha fiber, have to select low intensity, high frequency current, that is of 10 to 250 pps, that is pulse per second or hertz, with pulse duration between 10 to 100 microsecond or mu s. You have to increase the pulse duration, and it will lead to a activation of small diameter fibers at low amplitude. Okay, there are three type of TENS, that is conventional TENS, that is also called as high TENS, that is having the high frequency, low intensity. Second is acupuncture like TENS or low TENS, that is low frequency, high intensity, and the intense TENS or brief intense TENS. There are many books having lots of type of TENS, but there are mainly three types, that is high TENS, low TENS, and intense TENS. The conventional TENS, that is high frequency and low intensity, there is amplitude or intensity is low, frequency of having 100 to 250 pps, that is pulse per second or hertz, duration is 50 to 100 microsecond, that is mu second, pattern is continuous, and pulse shape is bipolar asymmetric spike potentials. Second is your acupuncture like TENS or low TENS having low frequency, high intensity, and the previous one having high frequency, low intensity. This is the main difference between high TENS and low TENS. Here amplitude and intensity is high, frequency is less than 100 pps or hertz, duration is 100 to 500 microsecond or mu second, pattern is like burst mode, and pulse shape is monophasic pulses. So there is no both side of pulse. Third is intense TENS or brief intense TENS, that is having frequency high, intensity also high, duration is 20 to 200 microsecond, and pulse shape is monophasic. Okay, now if you go to the next slide, there are what is pain there is mentioned. What is pain? You can say pain can be defined as the response related to a actual or impending tissue damage from the initial stimulus. Pathological pain is often accompanied by emotional overtones, somatic and autonomic error. So if you having a physiological pain, that may be due to overtone, due to somatic or autonomic nervous system effects. Okay, stimulus that can cause pain. That there is several types of stimulus that may cause pain, and mainly there is mechanical, that is by pressure, electrical by any type of electrical shock, that is thermal, that is by heat or cold, and you can feel pain, and another is chemical. There is any chemical burn or any chemical injury, there will be pain. There are three types of neuron that can carry the pain from the periphery to the brain, are the first order neuron, second order neuron, third order neuron. Okay, in the physiology you have the pain classification and the pain chapter, you can go through that for the more details. There are two types of mechanism to justify the relief of pain that we achieved by the application of the TENS in the clinics or in the your hospital also. There is two type of theory, that is one is gate control theory and what is endorphin release theory. Okay, the gate control theory also having the three mechanism which all depends on the three different types of TENS. One is segmental mechanism, that is for the high TENS. One is extra segmental mechanism, that is for low TENS, and one is peripheral mechanism for the brief intense TENS. So segmental mechanism, extra segmental mechanism, and peripheral mechanism. The gate control theory system having four distinct components. You say the four components which controls the gate control mechanism and elicit the pain. There are afferent neuron, neural interactions within the dorsal wall of the spinal cord, transmission cells, descending controls from the higher center of the brain. Okay, now I am describing the gate control theory. Suppose you want to activate A beta fibers which stimulates the inhibitory interneuron in the SG, that is substantia gelatinosa, which is located at the dorsal of the spinal cord. The activated interneuron produce the inhibition of the transmission through PIN carrying A delta and C fiber. Uh, the the next will be if you presymptomatic inhibition of the T cells which closes the spinal pain gate to prevent the painful stimulus or impulses from the reaching sensory cortex where the pain is felt. That is, if you want to close the pain gate, the pain pathway and the pain gate, the T cells closes this to prevent the painful impulses from the reaching sensory cortex where pain is felt. Okay. If the pain modulation is thus achieved, then by the activation, if you active the central inhibition of the pain transmission. Okay. And the endorphin release theory states that if noxious stimulus cause production of the endorphins in the pituitary gland, endogenous opioids are also synthesized in the pre-aqueductal gray matter, which is at the midbrain and the thalamus. Painful stimulus also cause the release of these opioids and the pain receptor sites in the brain. Pain modulation can thus be achieved through the descending pathways, generating body's own pain-killing chemicals in the endogenous opiates. The afferent fibers or the nerves. Okay, there are two types of fibers mainly which carries the pain. That is, one is A fiber and the C fiber. A fiber is again divided into three parts. That is A alpha, A beta, A delta. A alpha is myelinated, innervated in the muscle spindle and Golgi tendon adapters. It determines proprioception. Diameter is of 12 to 20 micrometer and velocity is 72 to 120 meter per second. A beta fiber is myelinated. It is having low threshold, cutaneous, rapidly adapting mechanoreceptors, and they don't contribute to pain. Receptive field is also small. A beta fiber having diameter of 6 to 14 micrometer and velocity is 36 to 19 meter per second. Third one is the A delta fiber, mechanical and thermal nociceptor, which the receptor of the mechanical and the thermal pain and having a medium threshold, and the myelination of this nerve fiber is very thin and the diameter is of 1 to 6 micrometer, that is mu m, and the velocity is 5 to 36 meter per second. Okay, it carries sharp and phasic pain. And the second one is the C fiber, that is the main second topic, main second division, and it is a small diameter fiber and it is non-myelinated. If it enters into the spinal cord and terminate into the lamina, first and second part of the lamina, it is terminated. It's a nociceptive fiber, so it carries the pain. Pain receptive field is the large and it carries a dull pain sensation quality. If you having a dull pain, it carries by the C fiber to the lamina or the spinal cord. Now I am coming to the segmental mechanism, which is by the high TENS or the high frequency low intensity TENS or the conventional TENS. This mechanism is used to treat the pain by conventional TENS or high TENS. If you want to treat by the high TENS or the conventional TENS, segmental mechanism will occur to stimulate your pain. This type of TENS produce analgesia predominantly by the segmental mechanism, thereby activity of A beta fibers, which inhibits the ongoing activity in the second order nociceptive neurons in the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. It has been shown that activity in the large diameter afferents inhibit the nociceptive reflexes in the animal. It also showed that the TENS could significantly reduce ongoing nociceptor cells activity in the dorsal horn cell when it applied to somatic receptive fields, that is conventional TENS analgesia located in the spinal cord, and its slightly combination of the presynaptic and the postsynaptic inhibition. If you see, the aim of conventional TENS of us is to activate the selectively large fiber, that is the, I have also already mentioned previous, that is the A beta, without concurrently activating the small diameter nociceptive, that is pain carrying A delta and C fiber and the efferent muscles. Conventional TENS mainly produce the segmental analgesia with a rapid onset and offset, and which is localized to dermatome. Theoretically, you can say high frequency, low intensity pulse current would be the most effective in related to the large diameter A fibers, and it produce comfortable paresthesia beneath the electrodes. So if you use the conventional TENS in the patient having a pain, it will give the comfortable sensation, and it will do the paresthesia at the pain area, and will give the benefit to the patient, and it will be very soothing for the patient. Okay, the conventional TENS produce strong, comfortable, non-painful paresthesia. It doesn't feel pain by the patient, and it is very comfortable to the patient when patient gets that stimulation of the TENS. Okay, the pattern is usually we use continuous, and it is although conventional test by achieved by the delivering pulse, burst, or trends. Okay, you can also use PWM, that is pulse width modulation. There is also frequency modulation, but mainly we use the conventional TENS, that is continuous TENS, that feels like just a normal. If you have felt ever the current, or have you felt the shock, that is like that. That if you having the paresthesia in the leg muscles, that is that sensation same. Okay, next is extra segmental mechanism. Sorry, this is the diagram of the segmental mechanism, how segmental mechanism occurs. If you having a delta and C fiber pain which carries to the pain to the substantial gelatinosa, and we use stimulation of the stents and activate the A beta fiber. So at the substantial gelatinosa, we suppress the A delta and C fiber carrying fibers, which are the pain carrying mainly fibers, and by the A beta fibers, and it the stimulation or the response to suppress the pain carrying by the A delta and C fibers goes to the T cell, and that is the higher center. Sorry, from the T cell it goes to the higher center. Okay. Next is extra segmental mechanism. Extra segmental mechanism is done by the acupuncture like TENS, or that is low TENS, is having the low frequency, high intensity. These TENS induce the activity in the small diameter afferent, and it produce extra segmental analgesia through the activation of stimulus, which forms descending pain inhibitory pathways such as PAG or NRM or NRG. Okay, so the purpose of to selectively activate the small diameter fibers, that is A delta or group C fibers arising from the muscle, that is ergoreceptors, by the induction or phagic muscle twitch. Okay, the TENS is delivered on the motor point to activate A delta and efferent to generate the phagic muscle twitch, resulting the activity of the ergoreceptors. Patient reports discomfort if you apply TENS in this by these TENS of low frequency pulse, and the pulse used to general muscle twitch. Okay, so burst pulses are used in this case mainly, and acupuncture like TENS produce extra segmental analgesia in the manner of the acupuncture. So if you apply the acupuncture like TENS or the low intensity, low frequency, high intensity TENS, so if patient may complain about the uncomfortable sensation, and maybe it may be painful for the patient. Okay, so next is the extra segmental mechanism, the pathway total. Okay, next is peripheral mechanism, that is peripheral mechanism also done by the brief intense TENS. Oh, okay, I am saying the neurophysiology of conventional TENS. I have omitted that. Okay, activity in A delta and C fibers from the nociceptors leads to excitation of the interneurons, and this is the substantial gelatinosa at the spinal cord by the neurotransmitter, which is substance is P substance, that is substance P, that is a type of neurotransmitter. Okay, there are several types of neurotransmitter, and substance P is one of them. cutaneous receptors or the vasoactive interstitial peptide. Okay, so substance P, cutaneous receptors, and the vasoactive interstitial peptide. It is a SP. What is SP? It is a member of the tachykinin neuropeptide family. Okay. Central nociceptor transmitter neuron, that is the T cells, project to the central project to the brain via spino-articular or the spino-thalamic tract that produce a sensory experience to the pain. The TENS induced activity in the A beta afferent lead to the inhibition of the SG and T cell by the release of the GABA, that is alpha amino butyric acid. Okay, GABA, and the paresthesia also, which TENS is generated by the information traveling to brain via the dorsal column. If you activate the TENS, it will the stimulation of the TENS generate the information traveling to brain. So it travels the sensation of the pain to the brain by the dorsal column. Continuous TENS produce analgesia, which is short lasting, that lasts very short time, and rapid onset is consisted with synaptic condition of the segmental level, that is of the segmental mechanism neurophysiology. Okay, if you go for the neurophysiology of the acupuncture like TENS, that is also the diagram is previous one. I am describing it. The A delta and C fiber form nociceptors leads to excitation of the central nociceptor, transmission of neuron T cells, which projects to the brain to the produce sensory experience of the pain. You can follow the main pathway I am describing it. Okay, the acupuncture TENS induced activity in small diameter muscle afferent fibers, that is A delta and C fiber or grade 3 fibers, leads to activation of brain stem cells nuclei such as pre-acquired actual gray cells, that is the full form of PAG. If you want, you can note down pre-acquired actual gray. Okay, sorry, pre-acquired actal gray, and nucleus raphe magnus, that is NRM. If you want to write, that will be donated as small n, then capital R, capital M, that is nucleus raphe magnus. These nucleus from the descending the pain inhibition pathway, which excite the interneurons and inhibit the substantial gelatinosa, that is SG, and the T cell by the release of the metencapharin, that is E. This is also a neuroreceptor. It likely that paresthesia and sensation related to MS, muscle twitch, are the delayed the brain via the dorsal column. That is the main neurophysiology of the extrasegmental mechanism. If you all have followed the diagram, you can relate with my description. Okay, the peripheral mechanism is followed by the brief intense TENS. It's mainly used to treat the peripheral nerves arising from the site of the pain. It mainly produces local relief. It should not be applied more than the 15 minutes, and it also used in the pain of dull pain or the very chronic type of pains. And a patient having a very back history of 5 years or 10 years history of pain, and he is not getting the relief by taking the any type of treatment, so you can apply the intense TENS in that cases. Okay, the advantages of pen, what is that? It is a non-invasive, it is portable, you can use safely, and it is user friendly if patient advised to take at home. There are small channels and pocket TENS which are also prescribed by the physiotherapist, also by the doctors, to take the TENS at the home for their relief. The change of battery and the electrode, which are the portable TENS, it is the extra cost after buying the pocket TENS. And in case of the electrical TENS, which we use in the clinic or in the hospitals, it's very costly. Okay, and its maintenance charge is also very costly. What are the disadvantages of the TENS? It may occur the chemical burn. if you if the patient is unable to communicate with you or unable to say you that he is having a very increasing type of stimulation, and he is very uncomfortable, it's burning, it may burn, and this burn will be called as the chemical burn. Okay, a number of patients fails to tolerate the sensation, the electrical stimulation. First of all, if a patient is coming to your clinic or the hospital for the first session, he is having panic of he will get the electric, or he may be damaged. So there is a frightening type of you can say the uh, patient behavior, and may leads to the sensation of improper sensation, and they fails to respond to the treatment. ओके तुम अगर पेशेंट को दे रहे हो फर्स्ट टाइम, तो पेशेंट सोच सकता है कि हाँ मेरा ये दिक्कत हो सकता है, मुझे करंट दिया जाएगा, क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, तो थोड़ा अंदर से वो डर डर रहता है पेशेंट के अंदर. तो first you have to describe the patient which type of stimulation he is going to be treated, और कैसा उनको लग सकता है, उस stimulation का sensation कैसा हो सकता है, तो उनको पहले से डिस्क्राइब कर देना पड़ेगा to avoid the disadvantage. Okay, there in case of the skin irritation, patient having the skin irritation or patient having the rashes, you don't have to apply on that area. ओके, इंडिकेशन ऑफ द टेंस, किस किस केस में तुम टेंस अप्लाई कर सकते हो? इन केसेस ऑफ लो बैक पेन, दैट इज एलबीपी, हैविंग एनी टाइप ऑफ मस्कुलोस्केलेटल पेन, इन केस ऑफ आर्थराइटिक पेन, इन केस ऑफ ऑब्स्टेटिक पेन, in case of heal the fracture, but in the fracture area there should not be any internal fixation like rod screw fixation or any type of metal fixation. Okay, neither it will be very painful or a very bad situation for the patient to handle the stimulation sensation. Okay, the post-operative pain where there is no metal implantation, again also same but some difference. Contraindications at the carotid sinus or near the area of the carotid artery, you don't have to apply that. At the open tone site, it is very contraindicated over the mouth, near the eyes, cardiac pacemaker having patients. If you are patient having a shoulder pain and or at the pain at the front side of the chest of the left side, and you are applying the TENS near that area, it may harm the activity of the pacemaker and patient maybe leads to the death. Okay, in case of pregnancy, if you are having if a woman having a pain at the low back region and he is having the 9-month or 10th-month delivery, baby, and he is feeling the low back pain, जो जनरली पेशेंट मतलब प्रेगनेंसी फीमेल्स को आता है, तो उस टाइम में यू डोंट हैव टू अप्लाई ऑन दैट एरिया. ओके, hemorrhagic condition, if there is any hemorrhagic pain, you don't have to apply, and this is very contraindicated in that case. Patient with allergy, अगर पेशेंट के एलर्जी है कोई भी कारण से या कोई भी इरिटेशन से उनको थोड़ा एलर्जी हो जाता है, तो you don't have to apply. In case of epilepsy, पेशेंट विद सेंसरी डिफिशियंसी, पेशेंट का अगर सेंसेशन प्रॉपर नहीं है, पेशेंट अगर बोल नहीं पाता है कि हाँ उनको सेंसेशन ठीक ठाक आ रहा है कि ज्यादा आ रहा है कि कम आ रहा है, तो यू डोंट हैव टू अप्लाई ऑन दैट एरिया. अगर तुमको पेशेंट बोल नहीं पा रहा है तो तुम कभी भी ऐसा स्टिमुलेशन या करंट apparatus पेशेंट के ऊपर यूज मत करो. और पेशेंट अगर तुम्हारा सीपी चाइल्ड है और पेशेंट बोल भी नहीं सकता है, सुन भी नहीं सकता है, तो मत दो उन केसेस में. अनकम्युनिकेटिव पेशेंट्स, सेम, the both verbal and the expressional uncommunicative patients. The waveform of TENS, there is no definitive work or publication to support the claim that we can use this type of waveform which may be very positive, which may give result of very positive way. So there is no definitive pathway or waveform. Asymmetrical biphasic and monophasic pulses are mainly used in the TENS. The spike, you can get the diagram of that type of asymmetrical biphasic and monophasic in the net, or you can consult in the book or Lodi. You can also go through the Clayton. the spike and the square waveforms show most effectiveness because of the having a sharp rate of rise and which mostly depolarizes the targeted sensory nerve. मतलब जो स्पाइक टाइप ऑफ तुम्हारा वेव फॉर्म होता है तो वो टारगेट वो वेरी इफेक्टिव होता है एंड जो तुम्हारा पेन का सेंसेशन जो कैरी करता है वो उस रीजन को टारगेट करता है एंड इट डिक्रीजेस द पेन इन वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म. ओके, द पैरामीटर्स ऑफ द एप्टिकल इफेक्ट. तुमको अगर मैक्सिमम इफेक्ट मिलना है तो तुम क्या क्या पैरामीटर्स यूज करोगे. यू हैव टू इनफ स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टिमुलेशन टू स्टिमुलेट द सीएनएस. तुमको सफिशिएंट स्टिमुलेशन जरूरत है टू स्टिमुलेट द सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम. Stimulating should be the suitable for proper placement of the electrodes free of bony and hairy area. The applied area should not be any scar, there should not be any bony area, or there should not be any hair. The hair should be removed cleanly. And अगर hair remove के टाइम पेशेंट का कोई काट इंजुरी, स्मॉल काट इंजुरी या इरिटेशन टाइप ऑफ इंजुरी हो गया तो उस केसेस में तुम अप्लाई नहीं करोगे, क्योंकि ये देखा गया है क्लिनिकली कि उस रीजन पे तुम्हारा एक काट इंजुरी है एंड तुम इवन यूजिंग अ टेंस और एनी टाइप ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल मोडालिटीज ओवर दैट एरिया, it may cause pain or may cause the irritation to the patient and that is unbearable for the patient. Okay, site should be anatomically distinct and specific to the pain area, and the site of treatment should not be related to the source segmentally as well as site of pain. The should be related मतलब तुम जिस जहाँ पे पेशेंट का पेन है यू शुड हैव टू अप्लाई ऑन दैट एरिया. पेशेंट का अगर पेन है तुम्हारा रिस्ट जॉइंट पे या एल्बो जॉइंट में एंड इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग दैट द तुम्हारा पेन आ रहा है शोल्डर से एंड यू आर अप्लाइंग एट द शोल्डर लेवल, इट विल नॉट बी बेनिफिटेड फॉर द पेशेंट. पेशेंट तुमको पे करता जाएगा बट पेशेंट तुम्हारा बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा उनको. Okay, so the painful area should be treated by the TENS. जहाँ पे पेन है बस उसी रीजन को कवर करके तुमको अप्लाई करना है या ओवर द पेन एरिया यू हैव टू अप्लाई. ओके, द प्लेसमेंट कैसा होगा. प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रोड्स, there is no the thumb rule of the placement of the electrodes in case of TENS. कोई भी ऐसा रूल नहीं है कि बस ऐसे ही प्लेसमेंट करना है. बस तुमको अप्लाई करना है कि जहाँ पे पेन है उस रीजन को सराउंड करके या उस रीजन को ऊपर में तुमको टेंस का इलेक्ट्रोड्स का प्लेसमेंट करना है. ठीक है. कैथोड शुड बी, एक थंब रूल है, द कैथोड शुड बी एज प्रोक्सिमल एज टू द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव स्पाइनल सेगमेंट and anode placement should may be located at the acupuncture site. The dermatome of the involved nerves, जहाँ पे इन्वॉल्व नर्व्स का डर्माटोम हो उस एरिया पे तुम्हारा एनोड को प्लेसमेंट करना है. ओवर द पेनफुल स्पॉट, जहाँ पे तुम्हारा मेन पेन है, पेशेंट कंप्लेनिंग अबाउट द मोस्ट पेन, उस एरिया में तुम प्लेस कर सकते हो एनोड को. सेगमेंटली रिलेटेड मायोटोम्स जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे सेगमेंटली तुम उस रीजन पे कर सकते हो, प्लेस कर सकते हो. एंड ओवर द ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स, तुम ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स अगर पेशेंट का है तो तुम उस रीजन पे तुम्हारा एनोड को प्लेस कर सकते हो. दैट इज द नेगेटिव पोल एंड दैट्स द एंड ऑफ दिस सेशन.